Welcome friends to a Star Wars Legends video. From the end of the Turn of the Jedi, what does Luke learn? How powerful does he become? We're going to look at some of this with an example from the Dark Nest Trilogy, set 35 to 36 years after the Battle of Yavin. That is the battle at the end of the first Star Wars movie, the original trilogy. Luke largely takes on two Jedi by himself. The fallen Jedi Raynar Thul and the Dark Jedi Lomi Plo, who are under the influence of insectile creatures called the Kiliks, who are involved in what could be an eternal war. Spoilers for that trilogy throughout, let's get straight into it. In this conflict, Luke is accompanied by several YVH war droids. Luke reaches out with the Force and feels Raynar reaching back, saying to turn around. Luke gives the feeling that he wants to leave, but with Raynar, his old pupil. He then binds them with memories of them fighting together. In reaction, Raynar retreats, and Luke searched around for a part of his former student he could connect to. But Raynar broke free, calling on the power of the colony he was linked to. Luke shows here a lot more nuance, communicating through the Force, giving specific shared memories, rather than just calling out, such as he did on Bespin to Leia in The Empire Strikes Back. They breach the hull, and Raynar reaches out. Luke feels his former pupil in the Force, and says that he will happily end the war if Raynar surrenders. His pupil withdrew quickly this time, and Luke can't stop it. He feels that Raynar is coming after him. It gives him a heavy heart. A hatch nearby is torn open. The decompression rocks Luke, and a flick of Raynar's hands sends him flying back, so the Grand Master reaches out in the Force around him, but he hits the corridor's end and struggles to stay awake. When he comes back fully, it is to a crashing storm of cannon bolts and shattergun pellets. The droids, allied with Luke, against the Kiliks, the bodyguards of Raynar. Luke sees his helmet has been broken in two. Luke grabs his saber and realizes another decompression will kill him, so finds Raynar Thul quickly. Shattergun blasts from the Kiliks target him, and they are battered away with Luke's saber into a wall, and are more difficult to handle than just blaster shots, showing his growing skill. Luke says Raynar can surrender, that he is not eager to do this, but Raynar says no. Luke kills the last Kilik guards of Raynar's by pushing them into the wall, and then their sabers clashed. After redeeming Vader decades before, here Luke keeps trying to reach his former pupil at various points before attacking him. Luke here muses that powerful men, awed by their own strength, so often believed strength was the answer to every problem. Luke avoids the blade which passes through where his head had been and kicks Raynar behind his ankles, knocking him down flat. Raynar swings his blade at Luke's shoulder, which Luke blocks, and there is no place to block except Raynar's forearm, and Raynar loses it along with his lightsaber, but stays standing with the power of the colony backing him and pushes Luke down the corridor away from him. At least he tries to. Luke is ready and places himself in the heart of the Force, and when that happened, not the black hole at the centre of the galaxy itself could move him. A far cry from him not being able to raise the starfighter, I think only lifting C-3PO to convince the Ewoks of the droids' powers is a low-level version of what we see here. Raynar then continued to try for a while longer, then gave up. Turning off his lightsaber, Luke grabs him and slams him into the wall, then used the Force to pin him to it, waiting for a response to his questions. "What am I going to do with you, Raynar Thul?" he asked. "You learn nothing from your mistakes." Raynar's hands rose in answer, and Luke braced himself for Force lightning, able to deal with it now, unlike when the Emperor had used it on him long ago. But Raynar instead called his saber back. Mind made up, Luke makes the choice that Raynar shall be spared. Luke stops the saber, reaching its owner. He removed the focusing crystal inside the hilt of the saber and says Raynar must surrender and come home, and that he might get his saber back someday. So he decides to give him a second chance, just as he believed in Vader, but was experienced enough that up until this point it could have gone either way with him, with Raynar. Perhaps when Raynar calls the saber to him, Luke sees he is still close to the Kiliks and needs help to break from them. Raynar says the colony of Kiliks is his home, to which Luke says if he stays they will all die. Raynar does not believe him. Luke suggests he can tell with the Force. Luke touches him through the Force so he can do this, and Luke is ready for Raynar to want to force his will on him, but Raynar sees the truth, using the truth to reach him like he did his father, the truth that there was still good buried deep in him. Then, after more convincing, Luke attempts to reach him are interrupted when the Dark Jedi Lomi Plo appears. Luke decides he has to act before Plo can drain his saber's power cell, which she has done before. His first strike is blocked. Then she ignites a green saber as well, Luke's saber. Luke says she's ticking him off, and Lomi clacked her mandibles and hissed, then launched a deadly low-high-low combination with her flashing blades. Luke parried, ducked and jumped, then brought an elbow up under her mandibles and sent her staggering back, all four arms flailing as she struggled to catch her balance on her mismatched legs. Luke uses a lot more than just his lightsaber here, fighting using physical strikes mixed in with it, something which he must have learned in the years since the original trilogy. Luke went to slash for her middle, but suddenly spun away with his danger sense. It almost saved him. Something hit his shoulder and he stumbled forward towards the Dark Jedi. He tried a quick slash, but realized that he could not move his prosthetic hand or arm. He pushed himself further away with the Force from Poe and her two sabers and called his lightsaber to his working hand. Then Luke defended himself from both of her attacks and also saw Raynar was the one firing shattergun pellets at him. With his experience in the academy, he could fight with just one hand, but the current situation would soon get on top of him. So we see Luke has learned a lot with his own Jedi Order, so he can fight well with either hand. He mainly uses one in the movies, from what I can remember. So Luke dropped to his side and caught Lomi Plo's leg in a scissoring motion between his feet. The knee bent backward and popped with a sickening crunch. She attacked harder and Luke blocked with just one hand. He also continued to dodge and parry the gun pellets. In a moment, he pulled on the damaged droid that Raynar was stood on, crashing him onto his back, and then Luke aimed the droid at Plo, who deflected it. He does many things with the Force here, the pellets dealing with the sabers and the Force moving the droid, showing he can handle multiple uses of it. But Plo had to spin away from Luke to block the droid, so that it gave him a chance to Force spring at Thul up the corridor, and Luke brought his saber down, but deactivated it and hit Raynar at the base of the skull. Luke then turns to Plo, who has her sabers, but also a broken knee, and through Plo's gestures, Luke sees what she is saying is that if he lets her go, the Kiliks will not attack the hospital ship on his side. He thinks, that's the trouble with you ruthless types. You're all so predictable. You can tell here he has encountered these types of people before, be it Vader or the Emperor or later foes. Plo pulls herself up and flies at Luke. He sidesteps the attack and, as the book describes it, flicked his wrist twice, first sweeping his blade upward, then whipping it around in a back slash, and Plo landed at his feet in 4 parts. Luke retrieved the 2 lightsabers and checks Raynar is alive. Luke broke out a medikit and started to work. "Let's get you patched up, son," he said. "We're going home." Now friends, I turn this over to you. What do you think to the growth of Luke Skywalker in this video? Comment down below.